video for the ballad version of Marry Me like he did back then.
I have no explanation for that.
Could any relationship kind of survive that?
No, it was a lot. Honestly,
Hello.
And then you'll get to see the clothes first because we're going to bring you through the museum.
Okay, great.
Hello, Jennifer.
Oh no, it seems like another couple is calling it quits in 2024. This time it's Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Did anyone not see this coming? Word is they're getting a divorce. Apparently, Ben has been missing his ex-wife Jennifer Garner and now regrets getting together with J-Lo. So what are all these rumors going around that J-Lo recently blasted Ben Affleck for divorcing her? And are any of these true? Let's find out. But of course, before we go any further, make sure first that you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell for more updates and videos like this. Now let's get going.
Who is one person or one thing you can always trust in?
One thing you can always trust in. Oh God, family.
Ben was nowhere in sight. J-Lo posed perfectly, making sure everyone knows the ring is still on.
I do things at home sometimes, but they don't know.
Before diving into the divorce drama, let's rewind a bit. Bennifer's story began in 2001 when they started dating, and Ben proposed in 2002 with a huge pink diamond ring. But they called off their wedding just before the big day in 2004 and split shortly after. Fast forward almost 20 years, and in 2021, they were spotted on a cute date in the Hamptons. By summer 2022, they tied the knot. However, if you've been following along, you might have noticed they haven't been seen together publicly since around March 30th during an outing in New York.
Ring at the time that Ben had given me years ago, and lots of kind of just, so that's a pink diamond. And, and I was like, yes, it is.
Jennifer really got people talking when she liked an Instagram post about healthy relationships, hinting that something wasn't quite right. The post said, "You can't build a relationship with someone who is disconnected from themselves." Plus, she flew solo at the Met Gala with the explanation that Ben was busy filming The Accountant 2 and couldn't make it. But let's be real, it's pretty obvious there's trouble brewing in paradise. Or more likely, a whole lot of trouble, given that we're talking about a divorce here, folks. Before these recent reports, there were already signs that things weren't going smoothly. Remember that viral video where Ben seemed really stressed out and unhappy during a coffee run in LA? He even slammed a car door after helping Jennifer into the passenger seat. Then there was that footage of them having what looked like a big argument in the car at some traffic lights in Beverly Hills. Ben was pointing, Jen was looking out the window, definitely not a calm scene. And at last year's Grammy Awards, Jennifer seemed to snap at Ben during a tense moment, although they tried to brush it off. And did you see that video where Ben practically bolted after telling J-Lo he'd be back? It's like he couldn't wait to leave. So here's the latest scoop. Reports are saying that Jennifer and Ben are not exactly on the same page in their marriage anymore. A source spilled the beans to US Weekly saying Jen and Ben are having issues in their marriage. They started having issues a few months ago, as Jen had started ramping up work commitments and prepping for her tour. And according to TMZ, Ben has even moved out. Their source spilled, "We're told he left a house that he's been seen coming from and going to, and we're told he's been spending the night as well."
Over it. He's been out of the house. They haven't seen the two of them in public in 47 days. And so people are buzzing. That's all I have to say. Next.
You know what?
With all the divorce rumors flying around, fans are chiming in with their own theories about why the marriage hit the rocks. It's not shocking that many folks think Ben got fed up with J-Lo, always seeking attention and airing their love life for everyone to see. It's not a stretch, especially since Ben himself mentioned he preferred to keep their marriage private and off social media. Alright, so here's the scoop. Jen and Ben split up back in 2003 before reuniting 2 decades later. Back then, Ben said all the public attention put a lot of pressure on their relationship, but when they got back together, he realized he had to adjust for this new chapter. He even talked about it in Jennifer's 2024 documentary, the greatest love story never told, saying, "When we got back together, I told her, I'm not really into sharing our relationship on social media. But then I realized it's not fair to ask that. It's like marrying a boat captain and saying, I don't like the water. We're just two people with different ways of doing things, trying to find a middle ground."
I love that you will play younger even in the autobiography.
This is not my autobiographical, this is meta. This is me using some of my story.
Semi-autobiographical. It's your story, but younger.
Well, she still got her beauty, her booty, and her bank account, so bye boy to him. Bobby, this isn't about me and you. Bobby, take that out.
No, this is what...
That is not part of the script.
It seems like Ben never quite got comfortable with his love life being out there for everyone to see, and that really took a toll on their marriage. There's even a part in the documentary where Ben seems uneasy about J-Lo sharing their old love letters with her friends and coworkers. On top of that, it's said that J-Lo pushed Ben to keep up a certain image, to the point where he got upset because people were criticizing him for getting fillers and Botox that Jen encouraged him to get. Rumor has it J-Lo convinced him that everyone in Hollywood does a little something to their face, even his close pals like Matt Damon. A bunch of folks are wondering if Jen and Ben's divorce has anything to do with Jen being linked to Diddy's case. Around March, people started gossiping that Jen might be connected to some of the stuff going on. Remember that incident where a woman named Natanya Rubin got hit in the face? Yeah, that one. Jen even talked about wanting to get the bullet fragments taken out of her face for evidence because she's ready to reopen the case. She's willing to let a doctor dig out part of the bullet in her face if it helps with the trial, even if it puts her life at risk. Natanya also said Jen lied to the jury and thinks she should be looked into along with Diddy. J-Lo and many others testified, but now there's talk about reopening the case because if that's what's being said is true, she lied to the jury. It's serious stuff and needs another look.
That way, I was very family oriented and kind of a, the married type. I was actually, when we first worked together in the video, I was married, even though I was going through problems. Nobody knew that, you know what I mean? And I wanted my family, and even though at that time it was not going well, you know what I mean?
And have you seen how J-Lo's been lately? Besides the Diddy thing, she's been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Her projects aren't doing too hot, and then there's that Bronx orange drink mess. Plus, there was that weird incident with her chewing gum and her assistant in New York City. People are also calling her out for how she treats her staff. Fans are saying it's not a coincidence that so many people who've worked for her tell the same story about how they were treated. She's making waves again for how she's always borrowing from black culture but doesn't give credit to black artists who helped her music succeed. She's even called herself Negrita, so she kind of acknowledges her African roots. But here's the thing with Jenny from the Block, they didn't do her vocals justice. The from the Bronx part is what makes her, So folks are saying if she carries this attitude into her marriage, well, it was bound to hit rocky shores sooner or later. There are reports saying Jen and Ben aren't ready to give up on their marriage just yet and might try to make things work. Word is Ben's open to therapy, even though he finds it kind of embarrassing. He's willing to give it a shot with an open mind, though, but he's not banking on therapy being the magic fix for their marriage. He's okay with facing conflict and fighting for what he wants more than most guys. According to someone who's known Ben for over a decade, everything's a battle for him and Jen. They say the only thing that really satisfies Ben is coming out on top when things are tough. Since they got back together, it seems like Ben and Jennifer are always butting heads. But there's also a ton of passion and respect between them. Still, you gotta wonder, why do they want their marriage to be such hard work in the first place? There's gotta be an easier way. Despite their issues, Ben and Jennifer don't resort to giving each other the silent treatment when they have problems. They're not afraid to talk things out or even have a yelling match. But many folks doubt if that's a sustainable way to deal with things in the long run, especially as they're still thinking about making more movies together. The couple, who famously reunited almost 2 decades after their initial engagement in the early 2000s, captured public fascination with their whirlwind second chance at love. The rumors of their separation now leaves fans and media alike speculating on the reasons behind the split. So if you're a little confused on what's been going on lately, here's a short rundown of the timeline of J-Lo and Affleck's split story.
She just kind of was like,
asking me to look at my engagement ring at the time that Ben had given me years ago. And lots of kind of just, so that's a big diamond. And, and I was like, yeah.
Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are dealing with a sudden round of breakup rumors that, much like the film Geely, have left everyone shocked and confused. Between reports claiming they're no longer living together, paparazzi pics of them looking perfectly happy, and blurry images of Ben without his wedding ring, we are living through uncertain times. So naturally, we've gathered all the available info in one place to make sense of it. Multiple reports claim Ben and Jen are seemingly living apart. This news has been backed up by various sources and outlets. TMZ kicked things off on May 16th, reporting that Ben has been staying alone in a Brentwood home. Us Weekly confirmed this later that day. Then on May 19th, a source from Entertainment Tonight said they've been living apart and things have been pretty tense. J-Lo is still wearing her ring. Here's a snapshot from May 17th when divorce headlines were all over the news. Despite that, she was seen smiling and wearing her ring in front of paparazzi photographers. But Ben was spotted without his ring for a day. Ben was spotted without his ring on May 17th, the same day Jen was photographed wearing hers. TMZ published images showing Ben ringless. But 2 days later, on May 19th, his ring was back on his finger. FYI, this all started in the tabloids. Rumors about Ben and Jen's relationship started with a tabloid report from In Touch on May 15th. They talked to someone they called an insider who said, "It's pretty clear it's done. They're heading for a divorce. And surprisingly, Ben's not the one in the wrong this time." The insider also said the couple still love each other, but she can't control him and he can't change her. Insiders claim they're on two different pages. There's still no clear word on why Jen and Ben's marriage troubles are making headlines. According to In Touch's insider, Bennifer thought they'd grown and learned from their past, but some big issues that split them up before are still there. Us Weekly talked to someone who said they started having issues a few months ago because Jen got busier with work, especially with her upcoming tour. Jen's really focused on her job. They're just not on the same page most of the time. And another source told People that the couple didn't spend Mother's Day together. Jennifer linked a post about unhealthy relationships. The post dated March 19th highlighted that you can't have a good relationship with someone who lacks integrity and emotional safety, doesn't respect your time by not calling or texting back promptly, struggles with communication, and isn't sure about themselves or what they want. Right now, they aren't planning to divorce. Entertainment Tonight got the scoop on May 19 that Jen and Ben's relationship isn't done for good. The source said they're just taking a breather to sort out their feelings and what they want. Both of them have been feeling pretty low lately. And they were photographed looking happy on May 19th. I mean, they definitely don't look like a couple going through relationship drama. Several sources revealed that they're not in the best place at the moment. People magazine dropped a report on May 21st with input from some folks who know Jen and Ben from the movie and music worlds. One of them, who knows about music stuff, talked about how Jen and Ben are different. They said Jen likes to share her feelings with her fans and everyone, while Ben keeps things to himself more. There have always been clashes in their styles and how they handle issues, but nothing has stopped their love over the years, the music source added. A second source who works in the film industry also told the outlet that Ben has always been impressed about how she works so hard and has achieved so much success, adding, "But the openness and promotion is not his way." Both sources are unsure about whether Bennifer will split up or if this is something they will work through. We'll keep you updated with the latest, but as of now, it seems like these two are just going through ups and downs that happen in any relationship. Back in the early 2000s, Bennifer was the ultimate power couple. They split up in 2004, but 17 years later, they brought back Hollywood's favorite love story. They were seen all over together, looking totally in love, and eventually tied the knot in 2023. These Hollywood stars were at the top of their game when they first met on the set of the rom-com called Geely in 2003. Yeah, the title was a bit weird, pronounced like Geely. And the movie didn't do too well. But that's where sparks between the main actors started flying.
She's the most gorgeous woman in the world. She looks spectacular. But hi.
That just, yeah. That
I put you to sleep.
doesn't surprise. No, I'm swooning.
Yeah. Oh.
This is me living vicariously through romance and men appreciating women and all of it. Okay, by the way.
Back then, J-Lo was still married to her second husband, dancer Chris Judd. She and Affleck went public with their relationship soon after she got divorced from Judd. That divorce was all sorted out in 2003. In 2016, J-Lo talked about how her relationship with Affleck started in an interview with People. She said, "We didn't plan to be all over the place in the tabloids. It just happened, and it was like, whoa, it was a lot of pressure." Remember that super famous music video with Bennifer? J-Lo was rocking a hot pink bikini, and Affleck was in a white. J-Lo opened up about how tough it was dealing with all the media attention on their relationship while she was on the Graham Norton show. She said, "I really like Ben, he's a great guy, but it was so much pressure for both of us to deal with that nonstop media attention for 2 whole years." She went on, "We were on the cover of every magazine, every single week. It was just really strange. Our relationship, I believe, took a hit because of all that. It's not the only reason, but it definitely played a part in how our relationship worked."
But could any relationship kind of survive that?
No, it was a lot. Honestly, I've never really talked about it before, and, I love Ben, he's a great guy, but it was a lot for both of us to be under that type of siege for 2 years straight. It was like we were on the cover of every magazine every week, and it was just, I don't know, it was just a weird thing that, media catches on to certain things and they just go crazy with it.
In November 2002, they decided to tie the knot. J-Lo shared the exciting news during an interview with Diane Sawyer. She gushed, "It's the most amazing thing ever," about the stunning 6.1 carat pink diamond ring from Harry Winston that Affleck gave her. Rumor has it he dropped a cool $2.5 million on that rock. But on January 22, 2004, they called off their engagement. J-Lo confirmed the heartbreaking news through her spokesperson. "I am confirming the report that Jennifer Lopez has ended her engagement to Ben Affleck," the statement said at the time per MTV. "At this difficult time, we ask that you respect her privacy." In June 2004, the singer of Let's Get Loud tied the knot with singer-songwriter and longtime friend Mark Anthony. They had twins, a daughter named Emmy Muniz and a son named Max Muniz in 2008, but they called it quits in 2014. In her book from 2014, True Love, J-Lo looked back on the tough time between breaking up with Affleck and marrying Anthony. She wrote, "Ben and I split up right when I thought we were going to be together forever. It was my first real heartbreak. Like my heart was ripped out of my chest." She said, "I tried to find comfort in someone else, hoping they could make me feel loved and wanted when I was lonely." She added, "Mark came back into my life just 3 days after I was supposed to be married to someone else." Affleck didn't waste much time either. He tied the knot with Garner in 2005, and they had 3 kids together, daughters Violet and Serafina Affleck, and son Samuel Affleck. But in 2018, they called it quits. Then after J-Lo called off her engagement to Alex Rodriguez, and Affleck and Ana de Armas went their separate ways, the two started hanging out again. Page 6 said on April 30th that Affleck was seen going to Lopez's place in Los Angeles quite a few times. Security picks him up at a nearby location and drops him off after spending a few hours at her house, said a source who insisted on the platonic nature of Affleck's visits. "They are friends," the insider said. "They've never not been." In August 2021, Affleck was spotted checking out engagement rings at a Tiffany & Company store in a local mall. He was with his son, Samuel Affleck, and his mom, Chris Bolt. This came after he'd been spending more time not just with Lopez, but also with her kids and his own, trying to blend their families. Almost a year later, they got engaged again. Lopez announced the news in an exclusive video on her fan newsletter, showing off her engagement ring, a pale green diamond with an emerald cut. People were thrilled, and social media exploded with congratulations for Bennifer 2.0. Lopez even changed her Twitter name to include a diamond ring emoji. Then in July 2022, they surprised everyone by getting married in Vegas. They had a low-key ceremony in a chapel at midnight on July 17th, just as they wanted. Lopez confirmed the news in her newsletter, On the J-Lo. She also confirmed that she changed her last name to match her husband's and shared a sweet photo of her in bed with her wedding band. With all the ups and downs, maybe they're ready to sort things out. But what do you think? Do you reckon they'll patch things up, or is this marriage done for good? What's your take on what's really going on? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this.